Good morning.
So glad you made it from the parking lot. It was a trek. We had to figure out whether, where to put the signs, and first we had to figure out how to get here. But anyway, we're so happy you're here today. I wanted to just talk a little bit about why we do these things. We're all so busy in our lives every day that we really rarely have time to just sit back and reflect on the stuff that we're working on. And so think about this as a reflection time, as a learning time, and as a time to think about all the things we're working on related this time to education and how we can work to improve education for students. These issue summits, some of you were at our first one, which was here 2 years ago. We thank Dwight Englewood for always being so gracious and allowing us to use the space. We focused on 4 different topics, and that was a lot. So we decided that we would extract one of the topics and look at it in greater depth. So that's how we got to thinking about education this time. So the purpose of the summit is to learn more about this critical issue of school-community partnerships, and then try to really reflect on understanding how these partnerships affect people in our area. Then we're going to think about what's needed, and then we're going to look at current opportunities. We tend to think, when we're thinking about what's needed, we tend to think of all the reasons that we can't do something. But we're kind of here to tell you that there are many opportunities right here in the community that you can take advantage of that would really help you do your job a little bit more easily. So we're here to think and reflect together today, just for the morning. I'm very excited that you're here and that you elected to come and help us with this important thinking process. Some of you know about the community chest, but some of you don't. So I steal every opportunity to tell people a little bit about us. So I'm going to do that now. You want to? Okay. So we were founded 86 years ago, right here in this neighborhood, by a woman whose name was Elizabeth Cutter Morrow. And Elizabeth was selected by the leadership of Englewood during the Depression in 1933 because things were really bad here, as they were everywhere in our country. And the mayor asked her to mobilize a group of citizens to address the problems that citizens of Englewood were facing. And she did. She organized 450 neighbors, and they conducted a door-to-door fundraising campaign, which is pretty amazing when you think about that. They raised $116,000 during the Depression, just from neighbors who, when asked if they would help their neighbors, agreed to do it. So our tagline is neighbors helping neighbors. We still do it, not door to door, not 450 people. We have different ways of doing it now. But the point is the same. We raise money from local individuals and organizations and businesses, and through a careful process, we review proposals from local nonprofits and make a decision about who will get money. Last year, we funded 24 nonprofits. We are in the process right now of reviewing 35 applications, which come to a number that is probably twice as much as the amount of money we'll have available. So it's very hard decision making. We have a wonderful team of people that cares a lot about this and works really hard on determining community need and what really is missing in our community. This past year we did something that we haven't done in a long time, actually since Superstorm Sandy. We gave 2 emergency grants to 2 agencies that came to us and told us that they had lost their funding and would be unable to reopen their programs. Both of these programs were programs for kids. They needed help. We went to our board and we said, this is a serious problem. These kids will not get to be in these programs. And so our board voted to give each of them an emergency grant. So we like to think of ourselves as being very relevant, but we want to be relevant by hearing from interested and experienced people in the community what is really needed. And so we use these opportunities for our learning. So our mission, as you can see it up there, is to lead initiatives and support nonprofits that make our community stronger and benefit people in need in Eastern Bergen County. We were, up until 3 years ago, focused on Englewood, Tenafly, and Englewood Cliffs. In our strategic plan 3 years ago, we added 12 more towns. So we have 15 towns from Englewood and north in Eastern Bergen County, and we're working really hard to develop relationships with the towns and the people in the towns to get them involved and interested in what we do. Again, it's neighbors helping neighbors, but in an expanded way. So today's Issues Summit is about activating partnerships for education. And Kirsten's going to explain to you the approach we're going to take to do this. We are very eager to hear your thoughts about this. And we will then take your thoughts back and we will reflect on them. We will produce kind of a summary of this and use this for the community just thinking about the future. So I thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a great time with us. And I'm going to turn it over to